Hi, I'm Joe Polizzi, and this is the Content Inc. podcast. 5 minutes every Monday for content creators who desire to be content entrepreneurs. If making money with your content seems like an uphill battle, I have very good news for you. The 2023 Content Entrepreneur Research is out. Books are among the top 3 most profitable and most utilized tactics to monetize your content. Turning your content into a printed book with Lulu has never been easier. Create a free account today at lulu.com. My wife and I and an utterly amazing group of people started Content Marketing World in 2011. And this is the first year that the event is not in Cleveland. So I'm a bit sad about this move, but I totally get it. It's so much easier to attract international travelers to a location like DC, direct flights in many cases. And that said, I'm a Cleveland homer and I want Cleveland to be successful, which is why our new event, Creator Economy Expo, will be in Cleveland May 5th through the 7th. And more on that on another podcast. And for this, instead of doing the same old, here's how to be great at content marketing speech at Content Marketing World, I decided to do something completely different. Now, over the past 12 months, I've been approached by so many marketing folks looking to leave their corporate world and start their own content businesses. And I figure there will be many of these people at Content Marketing World. And by the time you listen to this, it's already passed. So hopefully everything worked out well. And that was my speech. It's the blueprint on how to quit your marketing job. And I talk about the creator economy and how you make this transition. I didn't even know if this speech was going to be accepted, but it was. They probably just said, hey, let the old man do whatever he wants. Also, if an attendee is there with their coworkers, will they even want to be seen going into my session? I have no idea. So hopefully it all went well. Anyways, I wanted to review that for this podcast because I feel these points that I'm going to go over are so critical, whether you are starting a content business or whether you are in one right now. I have a feeling there are a number of these things you might not be doing. So let's kind of go through it. Number one is you don't quit your job until you've started the process of quitting your job. And I'm going to talk about that through the rest of this podcast. A lot of people just quit without the plan. You definitely need a plan. Number two, you have to realize that most fail. Half of content businesses aren't going to make it. That's just like any other business out there. So you have to go in with realistic expectations. 3, those that do make it as content creators are incredibly happy. Only 2% regret that decision. So most of the time, content creators, content entrepreneurs are fairly happy people, especially with what they're doing. Number 4. Now, first things first, you need to nail your story. Being a generalist absolutely doesn't work. So think about what's your expertise and what will you be known for. Number 5, think about who your specific audience will be. What will you send them? What do you want them to achieve? Number 6, you need to focus on something you can be amazing at and forget the rest. In a lot of cases, you get content entrepreneurs that'll say, I'm going to do a podcast, I'm going to do a blog, I'm going to do a webinar series, I'm going to do a newsletter, I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to be on YouTube, TikTok, I'm going to do all the things. And you become jack of all trades, master of none, and it doesn't work for you, and you're done, and you're going back looking for a job. Number 7, start before you quit. You need to find that story. Start your newsletter. Maybe it's the website as well. Build out your presence on LinkedIn. These are things that you can do right now. And again, with what I just talked about, be great at one platform. Find the one thing where people are going to get your content at. That's really good for nonfiction people. It would be a newsletter. It could be on YouTube. It could be on TikTok. But really focus on getting great at one of those platforms. Number 8. If you have a proprietary process with your company, save that to a personal drive. And honestly, if you're thinking about launching a business now, don't use your business computer. Don't use your business phone. Don't use anything that the company can come back to you and say, hey, that's my process. That's my content. That's my thing. Or you use company at time to build your business. You don't want any of that. So you want to make sure you make that break as soon as possible. Number 9, write down your goals and review them often. What do you see this becoming? How will you measure success? Number 10, talk to your family. When you start a business, everyone is involved, like it or not. So make sure you sit down with your significant other, with your kids, whatever the case is, and talk through the process of what you want to do, what you feel you should be doing. Number 11, put aside at least 6 months of expenses. This thing is going to take a while to become profitable, so you want to make sure you protect yourself. Number 12, now is the time to find a good accountant and an amazing lawyer. It might take a little bit to find those two, but man, I can't tell you how many times my accountant and my lawyer bailed me out of messes, and you want to make sure you have a good one now. Number 13, begin the process of lowering your expenses as soon as you can. Things like going to one car, like my wife and I did, or ending 1 or 2 streaming services. It's really important. Even something as small as $10 or $20 a month will make a difference in the long run. Number 14, actually start the legal side of the business now. We launched as an LLC, whatever your state will allow you to do with the minimum amount of resources. That's what you want to set up, and you can do this before you quit. Number 15, separate your accounting and finances now. Get a business credit card. So you want to put all these things to the side. Save your receipts. You can use that in your taxes and get a write-off depending on what state or what country you're in. So you want to separate that as soon as you can and show that you're working on a business. 16, think about what you're going to do for insurance. Are you going to go over to your significant other's insurance? Do you have to find some new insurance plan if your current company covers you for insurance? So these are things you're going to want to think about now. 17, check the agreement you have with your current company. What can you do with the business while you are still working a day job? Things you can think about. And again, like if you have non-competes and things set up, that's a problem. That could be a problem ongoing. So you want to make sure you understand what you can and can't do now, and getting your attorney involved in that is really, really important. Number 18, what I want you to do is make 3 lists. First list is mentors. These are people who've done it. They've successfully left their companies, started a content business or not. Maybe they failed and they've got some really good learnings. And you want to set up some coffee meetings with these people if you can. The second list would be what I would call contacts. These are people who can help refer business to you in the future. And then future clients would be the third list. These are people that can help support your business financially in the future. Keep these fluid, keep these fresh, and these are going to be the people that are going to really help your business initially. So you want to make sure you reach out as soon as you can. And again, you can start this before you quit the business. Number 19, generate revenue if you can before you leave your job. Could be small things like a sponsorship to your newsletter, some benefactor, something like that. People that really want to see you successful, they're willing to give you money. The sooner you can do that, the better. The quicker you are to revenue, the more likelihood you are to succeed. And we see that with all the statistics from the tilt. So it's really important you do that. A couple more. Number 20. When you are a month or so out from leaving, but by the way, when you do this, make sure you're ready to leave, because this may or may not work. You want to have a conversation with the boss at your company. Something like, hey, I love working here, but I'd like to start my own business in the future. And your goal is, if possible, for your current company to become your first customer. So this could be a 6 month transition from your current company to becoming your own, creating your own business, building your own content entrepreneur business. And what I found, when I left Penton in March of 2007, I had a 6 month consulting gig with them, thankfully. And if we hadn't had that, we'd have been in big trouble. So you want to make sure you can work that out as possible. But don't just say, hey, I'm going to leave. Say, hey, I love working here. This is great, but I got to let you know, here's what I want to do in the next 6, 9, 12 months. And maybe you can work something out. 21, build your internal network at your company now. Hopefully you've already been doing that, but odds are your first job will come from someone at your current company. And the more internal champions you have at your current company, the better for your success as a content creator. And the last one, the most successful content creators who leave a real job have many ways they generate revenue. And the more ways you generate revenue, the better, whether that's consulting, books, online courses, workshops, affiliate marketing, sponsorship, whatever it is, you're going to be focused on building your one platform, but you're going to diverse in many, many different ways from a revenue standpoint. So that's it. I'm going to publish this podcast. I haven't done the presentation yet at Content Marketing World. Hopefully it will go well. I'm sure I'll post the presentation up onto my LinkedIn channel or something like that so people can get access to it. But hopefully you got something out of this. I wish I'd have known all these things when I left to become a content creator. And hopefully if you are a content creator, some of these things were a real good reminder for you. Have a great day and make change happen today. Good luck.